Hey everyone, welcome to a deep dive into unlocking your potential. We're going to be exploring Wallace D. Wattles' How to Promote Yourself. And let me tell you, this book is a gem, even though it's from 1914. We've also got some other great stuff lined up to help you really up your game.
Yeah, these sources are amazing.
They offer some seriously timeless wisdom. Okay, so you might be wondering, 1914.
Right.
Is that really relevant today?
Yeah.
And that's totally fair. But trust me on this, the stuff in here, it stood the test of time.
Absolutely. Timeless principles.
Whether you're going for that big promotion, just want to level up in life, or, hey, maybe you're like me and you love a good life hack.
Oh, yeah.
This deep dive is going to give you some seriously actionable insights to unlock your full potential.
We're going to help you take action. That's the goal.
Exactly.
Take these timeless principles and make them work for you today.
Yeah, let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
Okay, so Wattles, he starts off strong with what he calls the business attitude.
Yeah.
And he's all about this self-directing mindset.
Okay.
Meaning you're not just a product of your circumstances, right?
Right.
You choose your thoughts, you choose your actions.
You're in the driver's seat.
Yes.
Powerful stuff.
It's huge, right?
It is. And you know what's so interesting is how relevant that is today.
Oh, absolutely.
We are just bombarded. I mean, think about it. Information overload, opinions coming at us from all sides. It's so easy to feel like you're just kind of,
Yeah, just swept along with it.
Exactly. So being intentional about what you let influence you.
Yes.
That's key.
That's huge, yeah.
That's really taking control.
Absolutely. Being deliberate.
Yes.
And Wattles, he doesn't stop there.
No, he keeps going.
He talks about success as this ongoing evolution.
I love that.
It's a journey, right? It's not like you reach this destination.
Yeah, it's not a finish line.
And I love how he ties that into this idea that you got to master where you are, your current level.
Master your current level before you can even think about the next one.
Exactly, before you're ready for what's next.
Yeah.
It's not about just climbing the ladder blindly.
It's about building that solid foundation.
Yes.
Like that saying.
What is it? You can't run before you can walk?
Exactly. You got to build those skills.
Foundation is key.
Okay, I love that. Building that foundation.
That's essential.
So then he goes into this other powerful concept, the power of desire and belief. And this one is interesting.
Oh, yeah.
He says that just simply desiring something strongly, like really wanting it.
Is actually proof that you have the potential for it.
Interesting. Now, I know some people might hear that and think, well, isn't that just wishful thinking?
Right, exactly.
But I had a different take on it when I was reading this.
Okay, I like it.
It's not about just wishing for something to magically happen.
Okay.
It's about recognizing that desire, that deep yearning.
It's coming from somewhere.
Exactly. It's coming from something deep inside you.
Okay.
And that thing inside you.
It's seeking expression.
Yes. It sees a possibility.
I like that.
It's saying, hey, this could be you.
It's interesting, right?
It is, because it connects to this idea of belief fueling action, right?
Oh, absolutely. And this ties in perfectly to what the publisher emphasized in the intro.
Oh, I know. I love how they put it. The life of all success is the spirit of faith and goodwill.
Yes. You have to believe it to see it.
And it's great. Wattles actually gives a really practical tip for this.
Oh, I love practical tips.
Oh, me too. He says, vividly picture what you want.
Oh, okay.
Hold that image in your mind.
Like a vision board, but in your head.
Yes. And that will make that desire even stronger.
I love that. I'm all about that visualization.
Powerful stuff.
Yeah, okay, so another concept that Wattles really emphasizes is this idea of more than filling your place.
I like that phrase.
It's catchy, right?
It is.
And he's all about going above and beyond.
Exceeding expectations.
Yes. And not just to impress your boss.
Right, it's bigger than that.
It's about your own growth.
Exactly.
And what's so cool is how he connects this back to his whole thing about success as this evolution, right?
It all ties together.
Yeah. So by pushing yourself beyond like the bare minimum, you're naturally developing the skills and the mindset.
That you're going to need for that next level.
Exactly.
Even if you're not there yet.
So it's like you're almost training for a promotion that you don't even have yet.
Exactly. You're preparing for those future opportunities.
I love that.
You're investing in yourself.
Yes. Investing in your growth.
Whether anyone notices or not.
That's powerful. Okay, now let's get into something that might seem a little out there at first.
Oh, okay. I like it.
It's Wattles' idea of the advancing thought.
Okay.
He says we should be infusing this expanding thought into everything we do.
Everything.
Even something as, what might seem kind of mundane.
Like what? Give me an example.
Like even if you're, I don't know, selling a pound of sugar.
Okay, now that's interesting.
Right. Sounds a little abstract, right?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so what does he mean by this expanding thought? I was a little confused at first, too.
Yeah, break it down for us.
I think what he's really getting at is cultivating an abundance mindset.
Okay, I like where you're going with this.
It's about seeing potential for growth and positive change
Okay.
in literally every interaction, every single one.
Wow. Wow.
And not just for yourself,
Right, right.
for the other person, too.
It's like that energy, that belief in abundance.
It can be contagious.
Yes, it rubs off on people. Totally. It's like instead of just going through the motions, you're really looking for those opportunities.
Yeah, to like add value, make it meaningful.
Yes, to elevate every interaction. So we've talked about the power of mindset, the importance of growth, but now let's get to a really interesting part. Waddle's law of opulence.
This one is where things get kind of radical.
It really does challenge conventional thinking.
Okay, so he basically says competition, limited resources.
That whole idea, he's not buying it.
Like, whoa, going against the grain here.
Big time. He believes that true abundance, it comes from recognizing that potential is limitless.
Okay, so not just thinking there's enough to go around.
It's way bigger than...
It's like an unlimited pie, almost.
Exactly. He's saying there's enough for everyone to thrive.
Okay, I love that. But how do we actually, live that way when the world can feel so competitive?
Right, and he addresses that.
He uses some pretty bold examples.
He does.
Like saying the U.S. could produce enough food and clothing for the whole world.
Yeah, and, while those specific examples might seem, I don't know...
A little out there.
Yeah, maybe a little idealistic in today's world, but the message underneath it...
That's what's important.
It's huge. It's about shifting from a scarcity mindset...
But there's not enough mentality.
...to one of abundance.
There's more than enough if we just figure it out.
Yes. It's so powerful because it changes everything.
It does. Okay, so if competition's the problem, how do we escape it? Waddles talks about aligning ourselves with the mind of nature.
Ah, yeah, the mind of nature.
And I gotta be honest, that sounds a little, I don't know.
A little vague.
Yeah, what does that even mean?
Yeah, he gets a little mystical there, but I think what he's getting at is this idea of interconnectedness, right? Like when we focus only on our own gain, especially if it's at the expense of others.
It's like a very limited view.
Very. We're tapping into this tiny little pool of resources.
Okay, so the opposite then would be...
when we operate from a place of service, of abundance, where we genuinely want everyone to succeed.
It opens up more possibility.
Exactly. It's like tapping into a river, this constant flow of prosperity and opportunity.
So it's not about ignoring our own needs or withdrawing from the world.
No, not at all. It's about changing our approach within it.
Recognizing that we're all connected.
Exactly. We can achieve so much more when we're working together, supporting each other,
It's powerful stuff.
It is. It's about moving from a transactional mindset.
Like, what's in it for me?
To a transformative one.
I like that. Okay, so then we get to man and money. And this is where Waddles really gets into his, core philosophy.
Yeah, he's laying it all out.
He says that God, or this mind of nature we were just talking about.
The universal force.
Yeah, wants everyone to thrive, to prosper.
To be abundant.
But it's not like a free handout, right?
No, definitely not. He's not saying we just sit back and wait for it to happen.
Okay, so what's the key then?
It's about aligning our actions with this principle of abundance.
So we have to do our part.
Exactly. When we genuinely want the best for ourselves and for others, and we act with integrity, with faith, then we open ourselves up to those possibilities.
It's like we become a channel for that abundance to flow through.
Beautifully put. And speaking of taking action, that leads us perfectly to the chapter Talk That Builds, which focuses on the power of our words and thoughts.
Oh, this is huge. I've been really trying to be more mindful of my own self-talk lately.
It makes a world of difference.
Waddles is very clear about this.
He is.
Dwelling on negativity, lack, what we don't have, it keeps us stuck.
It's like that saying, what you focus on expands.
That's true.
If we're constantly feeding our minds with negativity, with scarcity.
That's what we're going to see more of.
Exactly. But if we make a conscious effort to shift our focus to the positive, to abundance, to gratitude for what we do have.
It's like changing the channel in our minds. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And we open ourselves up to a whole new reality, a new way of experiencing the world.
It's about recognizing that our thoughts, our words, they have so much power.
They do. They shape our reality.
Instead of complaining about what's missing, we should be talking about what we want to create.
Absolutely. Shifting that conversation from scarcity to possibility, from complaint to creation. And that actually brings us to our final source for today's deep dive, victory and defeat.
Oh, yeah. This one is so powerful.
It really is.
And it pairs perfectly with everything we've been talking about.
It does, especially that idea of resilience and growth.
Because it reminds us that setbacks, they're not the end of the story.
Not at all. They're just part of the journey.
In fact, they can even make us stronger.
Exactly. It's all about how we choose to respond to those challenges, those inevitable bumps in the road.
This one line from the excerpt really stuck with me. When the great oak is straining in the wind, the boughs drink in new beauty, and the trunk sends down a deeper root on the windward side.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's such a powerful metaphor, right?
It is, because it shows us that adversity, it can actually be transformative.
Like the oak tree deepening its roots to weather the storm.
Exactly. And we can do the same thing.
It's like, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, but I don't know, it's just...
It's more poetic.
Yeah.
More beautiful.
Way more beautiful.
It's about finding the beauty in the struggle, you know?
Yeah, I like that, finding the beauty.
Finding those opportunities for growth, even when things are tough.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So as we wrap up our deep dive today, thinking about unlocking your potential, I think it really comes back to this idea of aligning with that mind of nature,
Right.
that force of abundance and growth that Wattles talks about.
So it's about really shifting our perspective.
Yeah. It's like taking off a pair of glasses that makes everything look small and limited.
And putting on a new pair.
And putting on a new pair that shows you the expansiveness of what's possible.
Okay, I like that. I like that visual.
It's about recognizing, not scarcity.
There's not enough to go around.
Right, but abundance.
We're all in this together.
Yes.
More than enough to go around if we just work together.
Exactly. Collaboration over competition.
Yes, and I think ultimately realizing we're all connected.
We are.
Part of something much bigger than ourselves.
Beautifully said. And on that note, that idea of interconnectedness, that limitless potential, it makes me think, what if?
What if?
What if you truly believed in your own limitless potential?
Oh, deep question.
It is. How would that change things? How would that change your approach to your work, to your relationships, to your life as a whole?
That's something to really sit with.
It is.
To think about, to journal.
Let it really sink in.
Yeah, and on that note, keep exploring, keep growing.
Absolutely. Keep that journey going.
And we will catch you in the next deep dive.